Hello, farm families. I'm Lauren Fulmer with this week's look at agriculture news on the latest edition of Illinoiscorn TV. Feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel and like us on Facebook. This week we'll feature the newly elected members of the Illinois Corn Growers Association. We'll meet with farmer Jed Pratt in the field, and we'll hear from Megan Dwyer about conservation and nutrient stewardship with Illinois corn. Matt Rush, a farmer from Fairfield, Illinois, has been elected president of the Illinois Corn Growers Association for 2022 and 23 at the reorganizational meeting, which was held immediately following the organization's annual meeting. Rush has served on the ICGA board for 6 years, most recently as vice president. He'll continue his role as District 13 director for the duration of his term as president. Joining Rush in leadership roles are Vice President Dave Rylander of Victoria, Treasurer Sarah Hastings of Sidney, and Secretary Joe Murphy of Harrisburg. The Exports Committee will be led by Chairman Garrett Hawkins of Waterloo and Vice Chairman Jason Bunting of Emington. Elected to lead the Industrial Committee were Mark Bunselmeyer of Maroa and Vice Chairman Kate Danner of Aledo. Grassroots Committee leadership for the coming year are Chairman Don Guinnip of Marshall and Vice Chairman Mike Shane of Peoria. Now let's turn to the fields and meet farmer Jed Pratt from Armington, Illinois.
Hi, my name is Jed Pratt. I farm here in Armington, Illinois. We grow corn, soybeans, and seed corn. I farm with my uncle Bruce Lindenfelser, and I also sell seed for Whiffles and Stones. Been doing that for about 8 years. I've been farming full-time for about 15. So after my father passed away when I was 4, I spent most of my time here on the farm with my uncle and my grandfather, and just always where I wanted to be. And it's nice now. I've got 3 daughters, and they like to be with their dad, and like to be outside, and like to play here. They tend to spend a lot of time with me when I'm in the combine and in the tractors, and it makes me so happy to see them interested in being with me and being interested in the farm as well. So the history of the farm, my grandfather and his family actually came here as tenant farmers in 1956 and was able to purchase it in 1974. The house was built in 1865, so a pretty old home, and a lot of the buildings are the same way, but it was homesteaded much before that, but they built all the brick right here on the farm for it. And, it's a lot of work to try to keep up with some of that stuff. The other building that is over here that you asked about is the carriage house, and they actually use that to store their carriages in way back before we were here, obviously.
Well, while we were at the annual Illinois Corn Growers Association meeting in Bloomington, we had a chance to catch up with Megan Dwyer, who's the Director of Conservation and Nutrient Stewardship with Illinois Corn.
Today I'm excited to talk to you about some updates for PACE.
Tell us about what PACE is.
Yeah, so PACE is a crop insurance product. It's a private product that buckles and marries onto your base coverage. And so it's the post-application coverage endorsement. So it covers an event. It's similar to hail insurance if you think about it. And the premise behind it, one of Illinois Corn's goals is to help farmers achieve the goals of the Illinois Nutrient Loss Reduction Strategy. And one of those components is best management practices for nitrogen. And one of those practices is split application and applying more nitrogen in season. Year over year, our members tell us that the number one factor for not applying more nitrogen in season is the risk of not getting it on. So we said, how can we help overcome that risk? That developed and brought PACE to light. So last year was the first year for PACE. Again, the post-application coverage endorsement. It was in an 11-state pilot area in certain counties within those states. So pretty excited that for the 23 crop year, you can enroll in any county across the state of Illinois. And again, it covers you from not being able to get an application made of nitrogen between V3 and V10 of your corn crop.
And what type of, once the program has begun, how does someone get enrolled? What are the next steps, and what happens if they don't have that application occur? What should they expect?
Yeah, so for thinking about your premiums as well as indemnity payments, actually University of Illinois and the Farm Doc team has ran a lot of those numbers. So you can go onto their website, find your county, and see and kind of project what maybe some of those numbers look like. Obviously, you're going to work closely with your crop insurance agent. So the sign-up deadline is the same time as your normal federal crop insurance, so March 15th. You sign up, and then similarly to prevent plant. So in a situation like this, you're most likely not going to be the only field or farm in that area area that's going to collect on pace, but it's going to be in those situations where we see a localized area with very heavy rainfall, maybe a major wind event, something that's going to, again, prevent that application from happening.
Finally, it's December, and that means we're wrapping up the year and looking ahead to what 2023 has in store for us. December also means time with family and friends over the holidays, fresh-cut Christmas trees, snow on the ground, and of course my favorite, ugly Christmas sweaters. Have a great week.